matters because the executive member and spokesperson for the Frozen Foods Association of Ghana with XM, Michael Obri has revealed that a complete ban on imported frozen foods will be detrimental to Ghana since the local producers do not have the capacity to meet the total consumption demand of the public or the market. He says Ghana's total consumption of frozen foods annually is 400,000 metric tons, whereas the local producers are only able to produce 57,871 metric tons, hence a huge difference.
Doing it. And there are lots of things that you need to tick on the boxes when you want to look at the capacity. For instance, let's take frozen chicken or chicken. But you would know that you need to feed them. As it stands now, most of our feeds, we even import the feeds. And it's also instructive to note that our members, some of our members are into local production. So it is not just the case where we're just dumping everything here. In fact, there's an anti-dumping regulation that we have in Ghana too. And you don't just wake up and go import foods into the country. You go through some licensing regime, you go to the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. They tell you what you can bring in and what you cannot bring in. And obviously, it is done with the mindset that they do not have to cripple the local industry. And so while we're for the local industry growing, we do not think that a simplistic view of banning importations of frozen foods solves the problem.
I see. Now, you talk about, before I go to Bernard on this, you talk about empirical data, I mean, the evidence.
Exactly.
What's the demand like?
Okay, so currently, I think our demand is around 400,000 metric tons. The local...
A day?
No, annually.
Annually?
Yes.
400,000 metric tons.
Yes.
Of frozen foods.
Of frozen foods. Annually. And if you look at what the local production does, we do just about 57,871 metric tons annually. There's a huge deficit there that the local industry cannot feed into or cannot supply now. And so if you look at that and you say, let's ban frozen foods, what you actually do is that you ban frozen foods and you create another problem, the black market. People are going to import from Togo and smuggle it in here. Government is going to lose on revenues they get from the ports, from people who are importing these foods. And when we start to smuggle, you are unable to regulate the kind of foods that come in. So you do not even know the wholesome nature of the food. And so there's that risk of even giving people foods that are unwholesome to eat. I mean, like I said, it's a simplistic view to look at it and say, let's just ban frozen foods.
Well, Michael Obri's submission comes from the submission by the former Speaker of Parliament, Professor Michael Ewankwe, calling for a total ban on imported frozen foods. And